אחד מהמרכיבים המשמעותיים באקוסיסטם זה המורים שהתרגלו לדרך הוראה ודרך למידה מסוימת של הילדים, לחייב ממש שינוי של 180 מעלות. איך גורמים להם להבין את הדבר הזה ולהיות חלק מזה?
So it's us, right? It's me. How do we get me to make that change? People don't change easily. You know, we talk about collaboration all we want, but collaboration is not a natural act. Enlightened self-interest is. You have to get something out of it. We got into teaching for a reason. We could have done a lot of other things, and we chose to be in schools and with children. It is reliving why we did that. And in teaching in STEM and problem solving and going from that direction is just reliving why we got there anyway. None of us, not one of us, likes to give tests and grade them. We are terrible at giving things back. We are terrible at grading homework. I was principal also, middle school, high school. We're terrible at that. Why? Because we didn't want to do that to begin with. It's not just that the children don't want to do that. When things are meaningful, when you're engaged with them, then the grading or the rubrics or whatever it is in understanding their learning is meaningful. That's what we have to do for ourselves. We have to relive why we're here anyway. And once we do that, it's the rare teacher that goes backwards. It is so much fun. It's better. It's so much easier. And even though you think it's more work, it's absolutely not more work. What it is different. And it's exciting work, and when our kids respond, isn't that why we're in it? Of course it is. When our kids get excited, when they're attending to it. And number one is that the discipline problems tend to disappear. You know, it's trying to keep them quiet in the class because they're active, and you were talking about them. They're so active you can't even, you know, it's wonderful. And that's what we find in teaching the teachers, you know, in the ecosystem method, is that you get them into the room, you can't keep them quiet. And you know, when we get all those ecosystems, the 56, twice a year in America, we bring them all together. We say, bring your ecosystem, bring everything. Get them all together, and we meet in different places. We're going to meet in Washington in April. We can't get them quiet. And so the funders always say to me, well, do something. And I said, well, this is exactly what we wanted. No, we're not going to do anything. We want them to talk to each other and to learn from each other. And I don't care how noisy they are. You know, if your funders' meetings are quiet, that's lovely. Ours are not going to be quiet. That's the ecosystem. And that's what we want. And that's what we want the world to be. Because it's authentic learning. Think about the word. And I don't know the Hebrew. I wish I should learn the Hebrew for authentic learning, because that's really important. Authentic. Well, that's it. That's a real gift. Sure.
הצגת עכשיו שני מהלכים, דרך אחת לבוא, לאסוף את כל הקהילה ולעשות איזשהו חזון ולתכנן את המבנה, והדרך השנייה בעצם להתחיל פרויקטים, שאני אקח את הכיתה של המדעים ונעבוד ביחד, זה איך לשלב, איך צריך.
So it's both sides to the middle. While we get the system working, you still have children in your classes. So projects are a funny thing. So let me talk about projects for a minute. In America, we say PBL. Everybody's a PBL. If the project comes from the back of the book, and the book has been sitting there for 15 years, I don't want you to do those projects. That's junk. It's garbage. You know, that just because they're tinkering on something doesn't make it authentic and good. If it is a capstone, where it has a question to it, where it has a real meaning to do it, where there's authentic reason to do it, not just to have the project. Don't do it for the sake of the project. You do it because there's good things to do. This is different. And in our company, we don't use the word project-based learning. We use capstone. Because capstone brings in all the learning. It's a capstone of learning. It's writing, and it's language, and it's math, and it's technology, and it's all these things together to solve problems that matter. So maybe it's just one big capstone. You know, one of the school that you're going to see, MC Squared, they do capstones every 10 weeks. They do a capstone. And they're a year-round school. So how many a year? It's quite a few. It's quite a few in a year. In Egypt, in the STEM schools there are 2, one each semester. It's how you feel. It's what works. It's what works for you. But it's a good question. And then things come together. Right? What is capstone? Capstone?
מראשה.
The point C. Okay, so it's a process. It says university term. It is a university term. It started out as a university term, and it also started. It's an architectural term. Yes. That's right.
מישהו רוצה שאלה אחרונה? אחרון חביב? I will ask you last question and then I will summarize. Personalized learning, we were discussing it in the recent week.
Yes.
Does it connect?
Yes.
Personalized learning.
Yes. So, we teachers and educators love terms, right? And we have to use PEL, we use PLCs, personalized learning communities, we now have personalized learning. What do we mean by personalized learning? It means that every child should learn. And they should learn in their own way and their own rate, because that's who they are. That's, in America, personalized learning came in as using the computer online. Put them in front of a screen, get them to sit down, put 4 screens of those 4 kids that can't learn the way everybody else learns, and that's personalized. Not learning. Surprise. Of course it wasn't going to. It was going to be awful for them. So that's changed. In America now, what personalized learning is the idea that children work in groups, actually. And that they generate themselves the learning. Not that they're in front of machines. But you'll see groups doing self-organized learning environments, SOL. They'll ask questions, they'll use a computer, that's fine. But together they're going to figure out their exhibition, they're going to figure out their learning, they're going to solve the problems. So it's now called personalized. And some of our big foundations in America are just dumping money into it. The caution in it is that we as teachers become facilitators and coaches in the process, but we have to know what they learn. We have to understand what's been mastered. So it isn't just for the sake of it. There have to be you have to know what they're learning. And that's the challenge right now, and that's what's being worked on. So any ideas you have, you can contribute to the evidence in the field, it would be good. But that's what personalized is. It's a good question.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
I brought some, actually I brought capstone. I didn't know if you're interested. This is capstone. And then also this is about ties. This is about, if you want, we can hand it out. Yeah. If it's useful.
אילנית מדברת עכשיו? כן? אבל אנחנו נעשה עוד כמה דקות של סיכום. אני כבר מזמינה אתכם בינתיים להוציא דף, ומישהו אין לו אז